Welcome to Mindflow Radio.
Mindflow Radio.
She's Jalen.
And he's Monty.
So buckle your seatbelts and get ready to take a trip towards reality.
Ooh.
That's good.
Thanks. Happy March, y'all.
Here we are.
It's the beginning of spring.
Time for new awakenings, perhaps.
Yeah. New awakenings, new beginnings, new cycles, new human evolutions.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
That's my plan.
That's my plan too.
I'm here in this time, at this present moment, to be a part of the human evolution. I signed up for this.
Okay.
I think we all did.
Probably.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, well.
Sometimes we may be like, this doesn't make sense. There's no way I signed up for this. But, you know, being a human doesn't make sense as much as being a soul.
I don't think we actually signed up. I just think it's thrust upon us.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a mix of the two.
Yeah, right.
Like, sign on the dotted line. I don't want to. Do it. Like that. Thrust upon us like that.
I think about Edgar Casey and his theory on how humanity started was that the divine just broke off little pieces of itself and sent it out into the universe. And those are our souls.
Okay.
And our souls kind of just flew around and tried to figure things out and, very free. And then somehow they started flying around planet Earth and then occupied some beings on planet Earth. Boom. And there we are, the cavemen.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting way of thinking about it. And,
yeah.
And then between the time of being a caveman and our present state, a lot of us perhaps have had a lot of lifetimes, to learn and grow and to make mistakes and create terrible karma for ourselves and create some good karma for ourselves. Yeah, right. And then all the karma that we create, both bad and good, the lifetime ends, boom, we're in the spirit world. And then that kind of determines our karma determines where we come back and what our situation is when we get back onto the earth school, as Dolores Cannon would put it.
Yeah. And
then that's seems to make sense to me. And now my perspective on myself is that, okay, I'm on this earth school. I'm going to do the best I can to create some good karma and to help humanity progress. And if I'm able to do that, which it's questionable, right? I've made a ton of mistakes. I've created bad karma for myself, and just being a part of this culture is kind of like the collective karma is very questionable.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Agreed, yeah.
But now that's kind of my goal is just to do what I can to help myself improve, help humanity improve. And maybe in doing so, we can all, help each other to move towards humanity's next stage.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like people, it is possible that this chapter of humanity might come to an end and there might be a new chapter.
I think it's just happened.
Well, I mean,
I think that when you look back at this time period, say 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, it's going to be so obvious that it changed.
Well, right. Well, I'm talking about changing in the sense of like humans learning to perhaps not judge each other and to get along and like wars will end and people will help each other.
More obvious.
Yeah. Instead of like
but that may happen as a result of the cycles having just changed.
Yeah. Okay. And you're talking like astrological stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, perhaps we're predestined to evolve.
Yeah.
And that's something a lot of people don't take into account. It's like, oh, no. We've always been like warring and we'll always be warring. It's like, well, so you're saying we can't evolve out of it. And I don't buy that personally.
Also, I think there have been time periods in human history of peace. You can look back at the Chinese history,
that's true.
And there was the Golden Age.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what it was called?
I don't know what it was called, but there was a time period where everybody kind of got along and
there was
people
peace.
Communicated.
Yeah.
Like the peasants were able to communicate to the kings and the kings treated the peasants well and all of that. And there was peace in China for a while.
Yeah. And I think
hundreds of years, maybe 1,000 years, I'm not even sure.
Yeah. And I think that if you look at the yugas from the Indian perspective,
yoga, yes.
There's also how that corresponds, that time period corresponds with the yugas of when we were closer to the divine and things were more peaceful. But over the last at least 2,000 years, maybe probably more, there's been more difficulty and more like if you look at the yuga cycles, it's like a circle where at the top of the circle is the divine and the human evolution is the circle that goes down and around and then back up to the divine. And we're like not at the bottom, but we're on our way up. I'd say we're about a quarter turn up. So if you look at the yugas,
we're moving in the right direction then.
According to Sri Yukteswar, if you look at his mapping of the yugas, we're at about a quarter turn away from the divine and we're moving closer every moment. And
so in doing so, there would be like quantum leaps involved.
Yeah, absolutely, and just more ease.
That's the new chapter.
More ease in being connected to divine.
Yeah. Rudolf Steiner talks about that too. How we were in the past, a long time ago, we were more connected with the divine, and we lost our connection, and now we're gaining it back. Yeah. So that's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's Steiner. Edgar Casey talks about that. You said that yugas talk about that as well. So I'm gonna go with that. And I'm gonna, even though I don't know a lot about astrology, I'm gonna say, from my perspective, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, and here we are.
Yeah.
And it just, and it does all begin within each of us. So we each have some kind of responsibility to do our part, I guess.
Oh, absolutely.
And find our dharma. And what that means is we find our strengths, and then we apply those strengths to help humanity improve.
Yeah.
And
also find our strengths and strengthen our strengths.
Well, well, that's where the training comes in.
Yeah.
Partly.
Yeah.
We have to train
we
in
are
our
both
strengths.
Huge advocates of training the mind. And ever
body.
Since we've met, we've been encouraging each other to have personal practices. A day in the life of Jay and Monty, we both do our morning practices separate for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he's been working on a book, so he writes and I journal and contemplate, and then we come together and have our coffee or his like 5th or 6th cup of coffee. My first cup of coffee. And we, catch up. What's the day going to be? What do you got to do? Okay, what do you got to do? And then in the evening, when we get back together and we have dinner, and then we meditate for 30 minutes and let our food digest, and then we do Qigong or go for a walk or all of those three. And we're very much encouraging to each other to train the mind and the body.
Yes.
And
yes.
that is so key. Like to desire a pill to make it go faster, or, like people being in the marketing realm, right? Trying to get, trying to understand online marketing and yada, 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 and the field of wellness coaching and yada, yada, yada. So there's this idea that it's best to say, in 3 minutes, change your life, or something like that. It's like, no, actually, it takes continued focus. And I'm not about to say in 3 minutes you can change your life.
Unless you can start that continued focus in 3 minutes, and then it would change your life.
Yeah, but if you really need to change, 3 minutes is most likely, an advanced amount of time. Or, if you've been training for a long time, maybe you can tap into the zone in 3 minutes.
Well, and I want to say, training the mind it's an interesting practice, and some of us just naturally do. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people, some people at least, walking around, they're like half enlightened and don't even really realize it.
Sure.
They just naturally have
this. They're also not desiring change.
Well, that's not necessarily true. We don't.
Okay.
These people are... But for those of us who it doesn't come real naturally, I think the training is... Like the purposeful training is important, and I do believe all of us are training. And whatever path we choose, we have to train to achieve what we're looking for. In other words, whatever it is, I'm training. I could be like training on video games, seriously. Or I could,
I hear you.
Or people who are like stuck in...
Training on social media? Training on scrolling. I'm really good at scrolling.
Training on being a heroin addict. There's training. I don't know how to do that. It would take some training. Yes, right. So there's training involved with anything and everything. Okay. Training on watching 3 movies a night. That takes... really, so we all essentially train, but what do we train on?
Yeah.
And
what is the desired outcome? Is the training that we're doing in line with the desired outcome?
Is the training, how about this? Is the training in line with our dharma, with our purpose? Mm-hmm. That's, if somebody is really, if they think their purpose is being a musician, play music, listen to music, play music, listen, dissect it in your mind, really get into it. So, but it's from that perspective, I don't know, I've really been thinking a lot about training recently, and I think it can either be looked upon as like a hobby. Like it's, what's my hobby? I like training, I do some meditation and Tai Chi and chanting and praying and
yoga.
Yeah, and some yoga, whatever, qigong, some music. Mm-hmm. That's part of it. I like going to the gym too sometimes, and just all that, going for a bike ride, walking in nature, just, so that's, I could look at it like a hobby. That's my hobby.
Training?
Yeah.
Okay.
That kind of training is my hobby. Or I can look at it like a profession, which is what I'm really leaning towards. It's like, so what do you do for a living? Oh, I
train.
I meditate. Oh, you what? I write. Whatever it is.
That's funny.
Yeah. And I believe, and we've talked about this a little bit. I was thinking, I've thought about this, that if I could get a solid 3 hours of training in every day, maybe 4 hours, that the universe would just perhaps really reward me for that. So it would be my profession.
Yeah.
You see, so I want to be a professional trainer of sorts. And
me too. I feel like I have been hitting that 3 hour mark recently because I'm preparing to train 6 hours a day with my school that I'm learning from, White Tiger Qigong.
Yeah.
So I have been hitting that 3-hour mark.
That's great.
Semi-regularly, like 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
And then the other days more like an hour and a half to 2 hours because we meditate for almost an hour a day.
Okay, that's great. And the interesting part is we can just train throughout our day-to-day life, but just by watching our thoughts.
Yeah, I feel like I think that goes back to what you were saying earlier, that there's half enlightened people walking around. And so, I mean, a good self-test on knowing how much training do you need is when you tell yourself, I want no thoughts in my mind right now. Can you have that? Can you become fully present? You got to give that a
time limit too. Yeah, right. No, for sure. Or I like thinking about St. Francis. I've been thinking about him recently, and I guess he would just walk around like just praying all the time, just trying to connect with the divine. So he was training all the time.
Right.
And just a side note on St. Francis is he was a warrior before he became a monk. And he was, I'm sure he experienced a lot of war trauma because he was in a war, and then, talented guy. And then boom, he just, his way of healing was becoming a monk, and just like, boom, really training. I mean, like I say, his thing was just kind of walking around, connecting with nature, connecting with the divine, connecting with the Tao. And so that's another way to train. It doesn't have to be like doing push-ups. It can be just like a mindset.
You have to think about, too, he was a monk. So his whole life is structured. This is when breakfast is. This is when chores are. This is when prayer time is. This is when studying the Bible is, or whatever, like his life was like anytime a monk has fully structured training in their life, and whether or not they're actually natural at it is to be determined by the individual. But what I was saying is, experiencing the 3-hour training a day has been so joyous in a sense, because even though difficult things are happening and things are going really fast, and the whole fire horse here, and it just feels like time is speeding up, and getting down the list of things to do is challenging. But having a 3-hour practice, not all at once, but a total over the day, I do believe that the divine is rewarding me. I do feel guided. I do feel like my angels are saying, it's okay, things seem difficult, but just keep going. Like I have this little cheering squad inside my mind that's saying, oh yeah, things are difficult, but keep going. Just take a breath now. I feel so guided in that way. Like it's not making everything easy. No. But it is making it more simple inside myself, instead of questioning this and that and why am I doing this and is this right and da 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 da. It's like, oh no, this step is the next step, and this step is the next step, and this step is the next step. And it's been really helping me feel like, yes, wherever I'm going, I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I do feel like the universe is on my side, and I do feel like the challenges I'm going through are the karmas that I have to get through from what I've done before. And if I can just stay steady right here, right now, I'll get through it, and who knows what will happen next.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so there's this comfort in uncertainty for me.
Yeah, it's like purposeful. You have a purpose, like a larger purpose than just like making money or whatever. It's
absolutely. I mean, that's been true for me since I was 17. I want to heal. That's been my goal since I was 17. Yeah. So, purpose has been way beyond money for me.
And a couple things that popped to mind from what you're saying, it's One thing I'd like to say about some of the training, like sitting meditation or chanting, is I've learned that I've been taught, at least, that those kind of practices, they actually eat negative karma.
Yeah.
Because there's some suffering involved. If you're going to sit for half an hour, or longer, there's going to be some suffering. That suffering is you're burning off your karma. And so that really helps motivate me. And another thing that helps motivate me, you talk about angels. And yes, perhaps angels are real. I definitely...
I feel so.
I think it's a distinct possibility. And I believe the more we're able to steady our minds, the more we're able to find our center and to be able to regulate, instead of just being swept away by this and that and being angry and blah, 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 blah. I mean, we all get angry, but how quickly can we come back to center, right? That kind of thing. I think what our angels do, if we have angels, I think they hover around us, and if we're like way out of balance, that's when the negative forces see an opportunity to enter into us. The negative collective consciousness, for example, because that's really strong in our culture right now, this negative collective, like warring consciousness, like war is the way, we must hate. Hatred is the answer. That's like the vibe.
Yeah.
Not, in some circles, right? But anyway, if I'm totally dysregulated and I'm freaking out and I'm scared, I'm mad, and blah, 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 I think that's when those negative forces see an opportunity to like get a hold of me. And so they're flying at me, and I think it's my angel's job to fight them off, right? So if I'm unable to regulate, my angels are very busy. Yeah. Very busy fighting
having
off
a battle, and we're just...
Yes, right. And we're
going on with ourselves.
Right. And the angels are fighting, just fighting for us, and struggling. But if I'm able to regulate, and if I'm able to get my center, and if the angels can trust me, I believe that some of them perhaps can fly off and make connections for me. With other angels, of other people like around the world who are like, have a similar philosophy and have a similar vibration or similar help me network.
Absolutely.
In the spiritual world somehow, and like try and connect people. And so I think there are vast benefits perhaps to being able to regulate our own frequencies and to hold that center, even when it's not easy, even when everything around you and everybody around you is telling you to be upset. It's like, well, it's a choice, actually. And maybe
it's a choice for most of us.
Well, it
if
isn't.
You're lost in your survival, you may not feel a choice.
Right. I mean, it's not a choice if it's this habitual pattern that we don't work against.
Right.
If we're just so used to being dysregulated and angry and blaming others and being judgmental and those people got to go and those people, blah, blah, blah. Then no, it's not a choice at that point. But I think we all have moments when it's like, do I want to be walking this path? So at that moment, we do have a choice. It's like, yes, no. Because the angels might be talking to us. Angels might be saying, hey, you might want to try something different.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe we're all spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. Angel might whisper that in your ear. And the angel might whisper, your frequency is the most important thing you have.
Yeah.
And if you're able to raise your frequency, perhaps
that's
you'd
protection.
be a much better manifester,
and safer.
Manifest positive things.
Yeah. I feel that when we do find that empowerment of raising our frequency, so many things can happen. One being we actually are safer. Two is we're on our purpose and moving in ways that are fulfilling and enjoyable.
Yeah, right. There's real meaning to life then.
Yeah.
Rather than just paying the bills and etc.
Yeah. And I what you just said is why I love training, because it gives me meaning, it gives me purpose, it gives me something to do. You know, I don't honestly, I don't know how to be bored. I
do.
Yeah, I know you do.
I'll scroll for half an hour and then afterwards I'll be very bored. But that's not even boring.
Oh,
afterwards,
I see.
My mind is like stunned and I'm like,
Yeah, and I'm the kind of person who my conditioning is I have to prove I'm worthy, so I get stuff done like nobody's business, and I really appreciate that. It's a double-edged sword because there's a part of me that has a hard time being satisfied with how far I've gotten. And so part of the training is being satisfied with how far I've gotten and enjoying who I am and being kind to myself about what I'm doing, what I have to do, what I forgot to do, all those things.
For me, it's like just having an overall sense of gratitude. It helps me stay balanced. And I mean, even during tough times, I keep circling back to the thank you practice, just saying thank yous in my mind, just to remind myself that, oh, wow, I do have a roof over my head, or whatever my situation is. And
we're going to share a song, and then we'll share some more skills with you on how you can train, how you can find your purpose, be in your dharma. And we'll talk some more after the song.
Thank you.
Loving
All right. Love one another.
Yeah. That is my absolute favorite song that I've ever written.
Yeah. 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 This is a song, Jay's song. She wrote.
One of Jay's songs.
You wrote. Yeah.
Yeah. Message being love one another. That's the key, right? Being able to forgive people for their confusion, or maybe not forgiveness, but just have a deep understanding. I heard from one teacher, I can't even remember which teacher, but someone taught me that when you have full understanding, there's no forgiveness necessary because there's no grudge. Because there's just this deep understanding that, you know, this person was confused about this or that, and they were going through this or that, and that what happened was a result of my confusion and their confusion, and so this understanding comes over us, and it's like, oh, okay, and I'm here now, and I learned a lot, and here we are. Let's take another step forward.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And for me, it kind of translates into just finding compassion for everybody. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, oh, we're all God creature. We all have the spark of the divine within us. Great. And we're all confused. Oh, that's not so good. So let's get less confused. How about that one?
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think we get less confused by being hateful and warring. You know, that
goes to the whole idea of training, because as you train, then you do kind of feel, again, my biggest piece of training that has washed over me recently is just a deep comfort in the uncertainty.
Well, yeah, that's great. Yes. I mean, and just, I'm finding like comfort in or peace around where we are, where humans are as a whole. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a process.
Right.
It's a process. And, you know, we come from cave people, you know, we've been through so much trauma and so much war and so much disease and strife and fighting amongst ourselves. And I mean, it's staggering the amount of trauma that our ancestors have gone through. Mm-hmm. And here we are. Oh, it's like, oh, whoa, okay, we're still chugging along here. But I believe now that technology is really evolving quickly, that now it's time we have to like find peace, because we don't want to engage in like some high-tech battle, you know. I mean, let's just find peace, starting with ourselves.
Yeah.
And then move forward and have compassion for all of us, and and not take, I don't know, we tend to take things so seriously.
Yeah, and I guess I just want to go into what does it mean to be comfortable in uncertainty, because what you're saying, what's going on in my mind is, yes, that goes back to uncertainty. We can't know very much of anything, and yet we have all this information at our fingertips. We don't know who's going to be in a tech battle or not. You know, we can't assure that no one will, you know? So there's this
it's happening already.
Exactly. There's this deep need to get okay with uncertainty, because I've been working with this because I work with trauma in my personal and professional world. And what I have found is very interesting, because it's a oxymoron, really. Somebody who's been through hell, they want control. And it's not that they think I want control. It's that something deep within says, I need control. I need to know I'm safe. I need control. And it just repeats. And what I've found is that there is no controlling what happens next in our reality. And so the only control that we have is over being okay with that. And so one of the skills that I work on daily in my own training and with others is the need to remind the self that all I can know is this moment. All I can know is this moment. And I can't assure very much of anything, but I can know that at this moment, I'm okay.
Yes.
And because I'm okay in this moment, I can send good vibes to those who are not okay in this moment.
Yes.
And it's good vibes to those who need it. So when we are in a situation where our life is fairly peaceful, and yet we know of people who are suffering, rather than push ourselves into suffering because they're suffering, it's better to just ground into the moment, say, oh, well, I am in a privileged position of being safe in this moment.
Yes.
And from this privileged position, I'm going to send peace to those who need it.
Yeah, and then you're making a difference.
Yeah.
You're adding your vibration to the peaceful collective
and to those who are suffering. You're sending them peace.
Well, right.
And it is so important because that's actually something we can do.
It is something we can do. We can do a lot, actually, if we just organize and put our heads together and put our effort together. I
think that organization is very important, that there's some wisdom and maturity behind it what is peace.
Well, right, I agree.
Because I have found in witnessing organizations try to do that is there's usually we're good, they're bad background or undercurrent under the movement. And if there's I'm good, you're bad, but you don't have to be bad, so why don't you just choose to be good, like me? That is not peaceful.
No.
Peace is saying, I'm here to represent, and wherever you're at, I hope that you can feel that I'm grounded and peaceful. Instead of I'm going to judge you as bad.
Right.
So, so there's... Just recently, last month, there was the Walk for Peace that was 110 days long, and it was like 14 monks that walked from Texas to Washington, D.C. And when they met with resistance, I can't remember the saying, but they would not just say it, but they would feel it. May you be peaceful and happy. It wasn't like, and you're bad. No, there was no, and you're bad. No. It was just... You're confused and it's okay, and I'm going to keep being peaceful, And yes, they have trained hours and hours and hours and hours to be peaceful.
Yes.
And in a way, we need that training as lay people, as
I think we need
householders.
Just and philosophically, it would be helpful if we could understand that, number one, peace is possible in our minds. And number two, if we're able to achieve peace, we're actually going to make the world a better place.
Yes.
Whether we're in a cave somewhere meditating or just in a city, and then we start organizing with other peaceful people, and then it's like, let's help the homeless then, et cetera. We can really network and do some on the ground, come up with ideas and help people.
I really feel that the piece that's missing is a unified training. And I've seen people who help homeless people in our nearby city, and they're so frantic and having a difficult time with their own life.
Yeah.
And what I've learned about, working with the homeless community is that it really does stretch your ability to be empathetic and patient. And, it's just super hard. And without a backbone of practice behind me, it's hard to maintain any kind of compassion because it's like, wait, I gave you these solutions and you didn't use them.
Yeah.
And then the judgment starts to seep in, And so for me, it's my training is my backbone. And I really feel that if we had that as a cultural norm, that we could actually cause more peace. We could cause more movement forward for these populations that are struggling so much.
So, including ourselves, and I'd like to bring up a skill.
Okay, yeah.
And this is a way to find more peace in our own minds, because that's where it begins, right? And then it'll make us, once we have more peace and clarity and balance in our minds, we're way more effective at whatever we want to do, right? So one of the things that really hammers our culture is we engage in so much negative self-talk. I mean, we engage in a lot of negative talk about other people, but the way the mind works, we get in that habit, and then we're also pointing the finger at ourselves and talking bad about ourselves, and how could you have done that? How could you have done that? And etc. And what I've noticed, I've developed a skill called the self-forgiveness protocol. And this helps me get through hard times and learn from my mistakes rather than just repeating them over and over and over and over and over and over. And what the self-forgiveness protocol is I notice when I notice when my mind is beating myself up. And that usually happens when I make a perceived mistake. How could you have done that? You're so stupid, blah, 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 blah. All that. And then, so I notice that, and then I go, oh, okay, I'm engaging in this negative self-talk. I'm going to go into the self-forgiveness protocol. So step one is really noticing that you're engaging in that negative self-talk because of a mistake. And then I go into the self-forgiveness protocol. And the step one of the self-forgiveness protocol is I say to myself, or I say out loud, humans make mistakes. And then the next thing I say, step number 2, I am a human. I mean, just those 2 steps alone are like, oh, okay. So it helps me cut myself slack, right? Because I'm really hard on myself when it comes to making mistakes. So step 1 is I'm like, humans make mistakes. Step number 2, I'm a human. Step number 3, which is really the key step, I'm going to do everything I can to learn from this mistake. Mm-hmm. That's really key, because mistakes are actually opportunities for growth. And if we recognize that, if we realize that, we can almost be like, oh, I'm glad I made this mistake so I don't have to make it again, etc. It's just a different energetic spin on a mistake. And it's real. You're hooking into the truth of it. Mistakes are opportunities for growth. So step 1, humans make mistakes. Step 2, I'm a human. Step 3, this is an opportunity for growth. Step 4, saying, I forgive myself. And I'll say all these out loud or to myself. I forgive myself. And then step 5 is another key step, and that is I go into a state of, I try and get into like kind of a meditational or just contemplative state where I'm just thinking about what I did and how I'm not going to do it again. And I think about it from a really balanced perspective. And if it's a big mistake, I'll be like, okay, I need to think about this for the next hour. I'll give myself like a time limit, and I'll try and like work on my slowing and deepening my breath, really getting to a state of natural breathing instead of like this short, shallow breathing, which is like the common in our culture, especially when we're upset. So I regulate my breath, and I just think about what I did and how I can not do that again. How can I, and if I'm able to achieve that, then boom, I level up. So that mistake I made served the purpose of helping me level up. But if I don't learn from the mistake, if I just beat myself up, good chance I'm just going to keep making that same mistake over and over and over and over, and then I'll just be stuck. Mm-hmm. So the self-forgiveness protocol, the 5 steps of the self-forgiveness protocol, are a technique that we can use to live, learn, connect with the truth of the situation, and then boom, level up, which will give us the opportunity to make a whole new set of mistakes at the next level. Yeah, right. And then, bam, we can just go through the self-forgiveness protocol. And so that would be my skill for this show.
So, yeah, my skill for you is becoming predictable to the self. And this speaks to the desire to have control over our life. And when we can't control anything outside of us, what we need is predictability. And the way that we can give ourselves predictability is to create anchors in the morning and at night. And these anchors could just take 5 minutes each. For me, I prefer about 30 minutes each. So anywhere between 5 and 30 minutes to create predictability for yourself. So, it's morning. Okay, now I do my standing meditation and I become embodied fully in this physical vessel that I reside in. And I will bring my awareness to the crown and slowly bring my awareness through the body all the way down to my feet. And that's what I do. And I do some Qigong and movement and breathing as well, but that's how I begin, and that's about a 10-minute process. In the evening, I do a fair amount of movement, and I also do some breathing, and it just depends on the day. Sometimes my belly hurts, so then I'm focusing on just easing into my belly and relaxing my belly. And sometimes I am not in any pain and I can just work on feeling the energy move through my spine up and down. And so it just depends on how you want to give yourself an anchor. But the anchors that you give yourself, I would suggest, have to do with slowing your breathing down, connecting with your body. And then if you have these anchors in place, you are becoming predictable to yourself. And the side effect of creating these anchors in the morning and night is that when you get taken off guard and something surprising happens, it's more likely that you will go to your practice. It's more likely that all of a sudden, if you've been practicing diaphragmatic breathing, you take a diaphragmatic breath because something surprising happened and you realize that your nervous system's been heightened and you just naturally take that deep breath. That is a side effect of creating these anchors. That is a side effect of becoming predictable to the self. So that's my offering this month to encourage you and be your cheerleader here on the show, to say you can do this. It is at your fingertips. The ability to do this is right here, right now, and it's yours. Take it and run.
Yes, very good. And from a psychological perspective, I like to say the more we're able to actually experience being more grounded, being more balanced, that's very empowering and psychologically healthy. And the more empowered we feel, just naturally, the less depression, the less anxiety we have, the less propensity we have to just do drugs or any of that.
Or just be stressed out 100% of the time.
Or just jump right onto Facebook. That's like a drug, by the way.
It is. Yes. And we are at the end of our show. So our last song is a little journey for you into Mindflow Radio and the essence of who we are in a song.
Yeah.
And we wish you the best March ever. And may you find comfort in uncertainty and some groundedness under your feet as you feel the tides of change upon us.
Yeah. And enjoy the adventure. And it's not, life's a mixed bag.
Yes, it is.
So
we're on Earth School. I mean, what can we expect?
Yeah. It's going to be good times. It's going to be bad times.
There's going to be lessons.
Lessons and things to learn. And enjoy the song. The song's in a 5/4 time signature.
All right. Be well, y'all.
Peace and love.
Please stay seated until we come to a complete stop.